Good morning. It's Saturday. It's quite early. I'm socially isolating. I got this quite nice Lyon and Healy mahogany. Can't remember what size this is in Martin world. It's an O or it's a 1 or it's something. Small guitar. Anyway, it's about 100 years old, if not a little more. And it's called the American. I don't think you can see that label because the lighting's pretty terrible. Pretty sure it's Lyon and Healy from Chicago. They would have made batches of guitars for anybody who wanted a batch of guitars. So the American is probably for a particular music school, probably teaching Hawaiian guitar, because this guitar showed up with the metal nut riser over the existing factory nut, which is wood and which is also very high, and would indicate to me that it was never intended for this guitar to be played Spanish style. Although there is some fret wear in the first few frets. You can see there's some wear and tear, and there's some fingernail divots in the rosewood, in the lovely Brazilian rosewood. So somebody heroically did try to play this, finger style, and it would have been very discouraging and probably turned them off the instrument forever. Okay, so all that aside, pretty nice guitar. Modest, lower end model, mahogany, no binding on the back. This one's kind of been through the war a little bit. There's some fabric repairs inside. Some cracks that have been glued up. Somebody took it seriously enough to keep it alive and did the repairs on it, which is nice. So I glued the bridge last night, knowing full well that the neck has to come off and go back on, but I got so curious to what it would sound like that I have the house to myself, so this is what you do. And then you get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and you come down to the workshop and you put strings on it. So it's lovely. I don't think it's had strings on it for a long time. There you are. It's magic. So it's hard to get anything in tune. I could put a capo on it, I suppose, and tune it that way. But pretty nice. I really like this size of guitar. I really like 12 fret necks. I really like old stuff with a couple of dozen stories in it. I really like paying $75 for things. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. Wow, easily still high, even with the capo on it. There you are. So maybe when the neck comes off and goes back on, and the piece of fret wire that is the saddle in the bridge, maybe when that gets replaced with a piece of bone, we'll find where the intonation actually is. I got a nice Edwin guitar from the same era where we never really got that. The bridge. There wasn't enough room on the bridge for the pins and for the saddle to be in the right place. So, you know, it's a little guitar. It's never going to sound enormous, but I think if it settles in for a few days, a few weeks, and you adjust your playing a bit too, I think. You don't hit it very hard. You know, it's not a great big guitar. And the strings are really close to the treble side. You can see where the neck reset is going to need to correct for a few things. Okay, I was asking a lot of this guitar to play in tune and up the neck and Spanish style and all these things it wasn't designed to do, but strings are stretching, brand new strings, and a brand new set of strings will be about the most unforgiving thing sonically. Very bright and brash. These are D'Addario Extra Lights, the J15 set. So quite light, 10 to 47s. Really, those are electric gauges more than acoustic gauges, but these little guitars well, you don't want to blow them up with too much string tension. The wood is so old and dry, they get a lot of sound out of those light gauge strings. Yeah, these strings have been on for maybe half an hour, and it's already warming up. I don't think this guitar had strings on it for a few decades. Doing what it's actually designed to do, what it was intended to do. It's right on the money, even with my ham-fisted technique. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It sounds really good. It sounds way better than when a few minutes ago when I was trying to make it do a completely different job.